Hey, hurry up, send calcium here right now. There's not enough calcium in the blood. I'm going to die soon. Send me calcium with the blood as soon as possible. It contains a total of 360 tablets calcium. If you take 4 pills each, you can take it for 90 days. It is good to take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. Some said, I can take it all at once. If you take calcium in high doses, our body doesn't absorb well. This is because it is excreting in urine. You'd better take this several times. The absorption rate should be increased. These days, there are many people in their 30s who take medicine because of osteoporosis, osteopenia. Bone health is so important that if the diet of the elderly is broken, 1 in 5 people will die. I learned from studying that not only people with osteoporosis, but also calcium plays a very important role in our body. Our body is made up of a total of 206 bones. The bones are made up of 35% collagen, 45% calcium, and 20% water. The outside of the bone is like a hard stick. There are hard, dense bones on the outside and holes on the inside. This is the inside of the bones. The inside of the bone is called a spongy bone. There is a hole in the shape of a sponge. There is a bone marrow in this small hole. Bone marrow produces blood, such as white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets. There are blood cells in the bones, so calcium flows back and forth through the blood. At the same time, bones are really living organisms that grow and are also destroyed. Calcium is important for growing children. Calcium is also important for women in menopause. Menopause reduces estrogen, the female hormone. Calcium absorption drops sharply, destroys bones rather than produces them, and the rate of bone loss increases by 10 times. In menopause, women are prone to osteoporosis due to low bone density. Calcium is as pure as a country child. There are many minerals. Calcium accounts for 2% of our entire body. 99% are in our bones and teeth. It's easy to think of it as a calcium storage warehouse. It is designed to be easy to take away. The other 1% is in our blood. It is in the blood and muscles. But this 1% is really important. It's also related to our lives. What role does 1% of calcium plays in the blood? First, it maintains an alkaline equilibrium. It sounds difficult, but it's easy to understand. When the degree of acidity is divided from 1 to 14, the blood in our body is 7.35 to 7.43, and our blood is close to the alkaline side. It's about alkaline. The more the number goes to 1, the more acidic it is. When we eat meat or drink alcohol or soft drink, the acidity increases. When you eat acidic food, your body must neutralize it somewhere. So our bodies take the calcium out of the bones and muscles and put it in the acidified body. Calcium is alkaline and neutralizes it by removing the calcium from it. Then it helps our blood stay about alkaline. Second, calcium in the blood acts as tranquilizer. Third, it makes the muscle move. During an experiment, the mouse heart was taken out and put it in calcium water, and the mouse heart began to jump. Boom, boom. However, if you put a mouse heart in the water, it won't beat. The heart is made up of muscles, and calcium is what is needed to contract and relax the heart. This is possible only when there's a concentration of calcium in the blood. Fourth, coagulate the blood. There's a blood vessels. The wound is bleeding. Red blood cells wrap the wound first. Then, when red blood cells are gathered, the second fibrin goes and binds them together. There's a fibrinogen in the blood that binds the wound in our body. When a wound occurs, it turns into fibrin and binds it. When fibrinogen becomes fibrin, we need thrombin. This thrombin is in the form of a prothrombin in the liver and then turns into thrombin. Calcium is essential when prothrombin becomes thrombin. It acts as a clot in the blood. When calcium levels are low in your blood, your body tries to replenish it. So our bodies decide to take calcium out of our bones. If calcium is deficient in the blood, it signals our body from here. If there is a thyroid gland, hormones come out of the parathyroid at the back of the hole. From here, directions are given to the bones. Hey, hurry up! Send calcium here right now. Bones have cells that grow bones and cells that process broken bones. The hormone in the parathyroid gland contacts the bone. There's not enough calcium in the blood. I'm going to die soon. Send me calcium with the blood as soon as possible. From the parathyroid, issue an order to the calcium department. Cells that process broken bones then melt calcium from the bones and send it to the blood. Blood must have an appropriate amount of calcium concentration. When my knowledge of the body was short, I thought that if calcium was insufficient, it would be lent from bones and that it would be work well together. That's not it. Calcium from the bone is not good quality. Calcium extracted from the bone contains malignant calcium, free calcium, and calcium phosphate. If repeated continuously, bones become hollow and osteoporosis occurs. These days, people who have studied calcium already say this. If you eat too much calcium, you will have calcified stones, so you are reluctant to eat it. If we've taken calcium as a health food, after its use up here, it's excreting well in the urine. However, calcium brought from the bone contains a lot of other ingredients besides calcium. Calcium from the bone is used up in the blood and calcium cannot come out of the body. It adheres to the wall of the blood vessels or to the brain, body, and shoulders and calcifies. It is not a case of calcification because you eat a lot of calcium, but because you use it from the bone due to a lack of calcium in the body. Calcification occurs. Many doctors talk about this. A total of 4 pills in the morning, lunch, and evening do not produce calcification. There are 3 kinds of calcium in Atomy. First, seaweed calcium. Second, calcium citrate. Third, milk calcium. 3, seaweed calcium. Underwater algae and vegetable calcium. It was processed at a low temperatures. There is less destruction of nutrition. We used red algae seaweed. Red algae in the Icelandic Sea. It is a place where underwater photosynthesis is active. It accumulates a lot of minerals and nutrition in its body. It is characterized by accumulating only minerals in cells. Seaweed calcium. Calcium citrate. If you eat calcium, you will get acid from your stomach. Then it becomes ionized. Citric acid is the same as a stomach acid. Adults who don't produce much stomach acid, it's good to take calcium citrate. Characteristic, it melts well. Excellent melting. The absorption rate is very high. It helps to get into the blood quickly. If there's a citric acid, it melts faster than plain water. The milk calcium is an animal calcium. It is obtained by centrifuging milk. It can be considered that only calcium is separated from the milk. The absorption rate improves when it enters our body. There's no gastrointestinal. This is because calcium is coated with a milk calcium. There are 3 kinds of calcium in Atomy. Other than that, there's magnesium. Calcium and magnesium are the best mates. Magnesium helps calcium absorb well into our bodies. Magnesium controls when too much calcium enters the body. It works in the areas of heart contractions and muscle relaxation. Lack of magnesium leads to irritation and insomnia. Magnesium has a mental effect. However, the ratio of calcium to magnesium is important. Calcium 2 and magnesium 1. It helps absorb well into the body. Atomy contains 400 milligrams of calcium and 200 milligrams of magnesium. The most important ingredient is the vitamin D. It ionizes finely in the stomach and is absorbed well through the small intestine and goes to the blood vessels. Vitamin D helps calcium to be absorbed in the small intestine. It's usually in the sun a lot when we are exposed to the sun. We have a fat in our bodies. And when cholesterol and ultraviolet rays meet each other, vitamin D is produced. Vitamin D does not work in this state. First, goes to the kidney and the liver and becomes active vitamin D3, and it helps absorb calcium. This Atomy calcium is well made. Take 4 pills a day after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. By the way, if you take other foods like this, it can take calcium away from your body. So be careful. First, sugar. When sugar enters into your body, it is acidic. So it takes the stored calcium out of your body to break it down. Each bottle of Coke contains 27 lumps of sugars, almost 108 grams. Second, salty food. This is also acidic. When sodium is released out of the body, it catches calcium and drags it out. Don't eat too much sugar and salt. Thank you so much.